what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
Hey guys, welcome to another Destiny video. Today we're looking at the Devil You Know and seeing how it compares to other hand cannons in its class like the Palindrome and the AS Luna. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to let you know that I have applied for a partnership on Twitch. Getting a partnership on Twitch would be the first step to making Twitch a full-time thing, and in the long run it will definitely allow me to put more time into both streaming and making videos here on YouTube. These couple of weeks after applying are crucial to their decision, so I will need all the support I can get from you guys. It's honestly quite optimistic for me to apply as I'm still relatively small on Twitch, so if you have the time I would really appreciate it if you drop by the stream. Every single viewer matters. You can see my schedule on screen right now, and there will of course be a link to my Twitch in the description. And with that said, let's get into the video. So first things first, let's have a look at the base stats. The Devil You Know obviously has the same impact and rate of fire as the Palindrome, with a rate of fire stat of 22 and impact of 81. It has a range stat of 25, stability of 42, reload speed of 33, and a 10 round magazine. Moving on to hidden stats, it has an aim assist stat of 81, an equip speed of 45, and recoil direction stat of 95. So as you can probably tell, the Devil You Know definitely has some strengths, but it also has a glaring weakness when compared to other hand cannons in its class, and that is range. The range stat of 25 is 13 lower than what is required to have maximum range on a hand cannon. With rifle barrel, your range maxes out at 49 as opposed to 62 with the Palindrome. What this means in game is that your damage drop off with rifle barrel starts at 28.5 meters. In comparison, the vendor Palindrome starts dropping off at 34.5 meters, and a max range hand cannon without rangefinder starts dropping off at roughly 31 meters. Interestingly enough, I even found that the vendor Palindrome equipped with casket mag instead of rifle barrel actually had more range than my rifle barrel Devil You Know. This is a big deal. Range is by far the most important stat for a hand cannon at the moment, so a hand cannon with low base range is going to struggle when going up against these max range hand cannons that are quite easily available like the Palindrome. But that said, the Devil You Know is not a bad gun. It is still my favorite hand cannon in year 3, and there are a number of reasons for that. One of them being that I've got an amazing roll on mine, which we'll get into, but another reason being that other than range, it has some fantastic stats. I have True Sight on mine. This boosts both its stability up to 47, which is quite high for a hand cannon, especially since stability is rarely prioritized on hand cannons. The high stability paired with the recoil direction stat of 95 means that the recoil on the Devil You Know is fairly minimal and extremely easy to control. True Sight also increases aim assist by 5, increasing it up to 86. This is very high for a hand cannon. In comparison, the Palindrome has an aim assist stat of 70 and AS Luna only has 50. This also contributes to the Devil You Know feeling extremely smooth. As a matter of fact, the only hand cannon I've used that has a better feel to it is my year 1 Red Hand 9 with Hidden Hand. But the aim assist does more than just make your reticle more sticky and give your hand cannon a better feel overall. It also counteracts the bloom mechanic to an extent. So for those of you not aware, bloom is the mechanic that causes your bullets to miss even when you're on target. It adds an accuracy modifier onto your weapon that makes it more inaccurate the further away you are. This is why range is so important on hand cannons. But the way aim assist works on a primary weapon is that it will actually curve your bullets very slightly, meaning that it will to an extent counteract bloom. Phantom bullets definitely still exist, but it feels like you can get away with slightly less range due to the fact that it has an increase in aim assist. I don't have any evidence that this happens, only the fact that both my Devil You Know and my old Red Hand seem to get less phantom bullets than other hand cannons with a similar range stat. That and the fact that it seems somewhat logical that aim assist effectively works against bloom. But for now, take this assessment with a grain of salt. I will have to test it further to make any conclusions. Another important factor that determines whether any gun can compete against the meta is of course its perks. I got lucky with my Devil You Know and I got True Sight, which is my personal favorite sight, boosting both aim assist and stability. I got Outlaw for faster reload speed after a precision kill, Rifle Barrel for more range and a slower reload, and lastly Icarus for better mid-air accuracy. This is a very good roll. On a scale from 1 to 10, I would probably give it a 9. Rifle Barrel for me is always the first perk I look for in a hand cannon. If it doesn't have Rifle Barrel, chances are I'll probably shot it. Icarus is the second most important perk for me. Hand cannons already have good accuracy in midair, but Icarus increases your accuracy even more, and for my playstyle, that is incredibly valuable. Icarus allows you to attack your opponents from unexpected angles and still retain your accuracy. With most other weapons, even hand cannons without Icarus, you will usually get punished as you have poor accuracy in midair. Icarus just plays so well with a hand cannon. Then there's Outlaw. Now, Outlaw is a very good perk, especially since Rifle Barrel makes your reload speed slower. Having a fast reload speed after a precision kill can be very valuable. But that said, further increasing the range on the hand cannon with Rangefinder would be preferable to Outlaw. In my testing, Rangefinder added roughly 3 meters of range, meaning a Devil You Know would have about as much range, if not slightly more range, than a Rifle Barrel AS Luna or Palindrome. But other than Rangefinder, the two best perks in the first column are Outlaw and Hot Swap, both providing bonuses that come in handy quite frequently on hand cannons. There is, however, one major problem unrelated to this hand cannon's performance, and that is actually getting it to drop. This hand cannon only drops from two sources: Vanguard packages and Zavala bounties. First of all, I'm gonna assume most of you guys watching this video are more PvP oriented players, but even if you are a PvE oriented player, earning these packages and completing Zavala's bounties is pretty time consuming. You only get a total of 3 chances every week of getting one from a bounty, and leveling up Vanguard is time consuming and quite tedious to many of us. When you have a chance of it dropping, there's about 20 other weapons that can drop. Should the Devil You Know drop for you, the chances of getting a good roll are very small. There's an abundance of perks available in each column, and most of them are not very good. Your chances of getting both Rifle Barrel and 2 other usable perks are very small. If you get lucky enough to have one of these drop for you with a great roll, you should most certainly keep it. It's a fantastic hand cannon, and even if it's not quite as strong as a Palindrome, Imago Loop, or AS Luna can potentially be, it's definitely still a strong option, and not to mention it's super fun to use. And while somewhat irrelevant, I also think it's a very good looking hand cannon with a sleek gun model and a clean paint job, which I can certainly appreciate. So those are my thoughts on the Devil You Know. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to ask me in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and I will catch you guys on my next video.